Marrion Baker.
Baker, if you would, please, if you'd come forward. I think you did.
Oh, about even.
In fact, I know you did. You were sworn earlier as a witness, were you not, sir?
Yes, sir, I was.
Fine, thank you. Just have a seat right over here. Tell us your name, please.
Marrion L. Baker.
Directing your attention to the date November the 22nd, 1963, the day of the assassination. Were you a police officer with the Dallas Police Department?
Yes, sir, I was.
Were you assigned to ride a motorcycle in a presidential motorcade that day?
Yes, sir.
The presidential limousine eventually turned left on Elm from Houston Street?
Yes, sir, it did.
What's the next thing that happened?
At this time, I heard 3 shots.
Exhibit F. With the pointer, would you please show the jury on the diagram approximately where you were on Houston Street when you heard these 3 shots?
Okay, about this area right here.
All right, and you heard 3 shots at that point. Do you have any sense as to where these shots were fired from?
Approximately this building here.
The book depository building?
Yes, sir.
After you heard these 3 shots, what's the next thing that you did?
I rode my motorcycle to the northwest corner, right about here,
All right.
and parked it and ran inside.
All right. Exhibit H, Mr. Baker. Now on the easel, Mr. Baker, is a floor plan purportedly of the 2nd floor of the book depository building. Do you recognize this floor plan as being the 2nd floor?
Yes, I do.
With your pointer, would you indicate to the jury what happened when you reached the 2nd floor landing?
Right here on the 2nd floor landing, as I came out of the stairways, there was a door facing me. And through this window in the door, I saw a movement. And then I went over and opened the door, and I saw this man walking away from me.
What did you say to him, if anything?
I called to him and said, come here. He turned around and started walking back towards me.
Okay. Was Mr. Truly at your side?
Yes, sir. Mr. Truly was at my side.
That's the superintendent of the building?
Yes, sir, it is.
Did you ask him who the man was?
Yes, sir, I
He
did.
told you it was Lee Oswald.
Yes, sir.
Did he appear out of breath?
No, sir.
Do you recall how he was dressed?
No, sir.
Mr. Baker, other than Lee Harvey Oswald, did you see anyone else at all on the 2nd floor?
No, sir.
You may sit down, sir. Mr. Baker, as I understand it, at a later time, March the 20th, 1964, you timed how long it would have taken Mr. Oswald, if he had fired the shots from the southeasternmost window of the 6th floor, to have gotten down to the 2nd floor lunchroom where you confronted him. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You determined that Oswald would have had enough time to get to where you confronted him. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. No further questions.
Mr. Spence?
Thanks, Judge. Mr. Baker, let me see exhibit, the photo of the man in the door. Can you show me that one? See the man in that picture?
Yes, sir.
You know who that is?
No, sir, I don't.
Have we got a blow-up of that, please? 21A. See the man in the doorway?
Yes, sir.
Do you know who that man is?
No, sir.
Look like anybody you ever saw before?
Resembles Oswald, but I don't know him.
You know whether or not that wasn't taken at the time of the shooting?
No, sir, I don't.
Let's go back again, look back, and that photo before, and see if we can't see the presidential limousine in the foreground. I won't belabor it any further. Let me ask you another question. When you got to the Texas bookstore, Lee was in the lunchroom, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
And may I have exhibit 20A? Was he inside the room that we're looking at now?
Yes, sir.
He wasn't running.
No, sir.
But did he seem excited?
No, sir.
Seem nervous?
No, sir.
Well, a man who is neither excited nor nervous nor panting is not exactly acting in a way you would expect somebody who had just, seconds before, killed the President of the United States by shooting him 3 times with a Mannlicher rifle.
Is
Isn't
this
that
final
true?
summation now, or is this cross-examination?
Just a minute, if you will.
Yeah, I object. It's final summation. He's not going to have anything to say during his final summation, Your Honor.
Well,
That's what he's been doing in his
objection.
cross-examination.
You can answer the question, yes or no.
Do you remember the question, sir?
Did he act like a man that just shot the president? We can
No,
get it
sir.
a lot quicker.
No, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baker, for coming.
Redirect.
No further questions.
Thank you. You may step down. Thank you very much, Mr. Baker. Call your next witness.